So, you haven't had an experience with alcohol abuse in your childhood, is that correct?
Yes, when I was little, my dad was either asleep at work or drunk.
I see. Why don't you tell us a little more about it, if you don't mind?
Alright, well, I guess I can start off with the fact that by the time I was 5 or 6 years old, I knew that alcohol was a bad thing to have. I remember hating it so much when he'd go get a beer from the fridge or ask me and Mom to go get it. I remember because it made him mean. Like, I always thought that one day it was going to come to more than him just being loud and destructive of property. But he never did hit me, but I was always afraid. I remember hiding behind my door, cuddled up to stuffed animals, and crying because my dad was so loud and scary because I was just little. This happened until I was like 12 or 13 years old, and my parents got divorced when I was 10, and so after that it was just, he kind of turned around a little bit, but I still grew up without a dad, and so I didn't like the man that my father was whenever he drank. He missed a lot of my stuff, like softball games, birthday parties, awards assemblies, and I don't really have time to list everything, but alcohol took my father away from me, so I basically grew up with that one. And because he put alcohol before his family. I had my mom and lots of family, so I wasn't unloved, but a father figure is really important in a young girl's life.
If there was anything you could say to the future generation of parents in this world, what would it be?
If at all possible, just stay away from alcohol. I know you're young and want to have fun and such, but don't become addicted to it. Life is so much better without it. Take into consideration your future children. Would you want them sitting here saying the same things that I'm saying about my father? Because I wouldn't.
Okay, so student number 2. I hear you have had a different experience with alcohol. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, alcohol really hasn't affected my life as a whole. My parents never really drank. They might have a glass of wine a couple times a year at dinner, but that's the extent of it. My family's always been happy, me and my siblings. And my parents have a happy marriage of 20 years, and we're just happy.
Okay, well, the same question to you. What would you tell future students?
I would tell them pretty much the same thing as student 1. I know that alcohol can tear families apart. I saw it happen. I'm just very thankful that my family's not one.